Hey everyone, this is Phil. The Thunderclap V3M is a very cool puzzle for $10. While it's somewhat far from being the best cube out there due to its lower stability, it's highly functional and has great value. Getting decent times is fairly straightforward, and the cube doesn't have any jarring shortcomings. It's funny to think about the progress that's been made from the original Thunderclap, as that cube was one of the products that made QiYi famous back in 2015. On a side note, I think it's a little too simplistic to discredit this cube by saying it's just a bad bulk power. While the designs have similarities, I appreciate this Thunderclap's price and decent performance. All in all, I have no problem recommending it to people who want an economical magnetic 3x3.
A lot of people these days who are around for the original Thunderclap have really high expectations for this puzzle because the original puzzle was so good and smooth. However, the only unique thing about this puzzle is that it has unique center shapes. That being said, even though this cube isn't that unique or high performing, it's perfect as a gift for friends and family or people without really specific preferences in cubing hardware.
Hey, this is Jules. I honestly didn't see the Thunderclap getting another iteration after the V2, which was pretty mediocre in my opinion. But QiYi comes in, and we get the Thunderclap V3, an upgrade in the form of a budget Valk power. While taking away the only good thing from the Valk power, its stability, the Thunderclap V3 has a solid weight to it, unlike other cubes around its price. It features slotted magnets that are weaker than what I usually prefer. However, I'm not going to dismiss this cube just because it doesn't fit me right out of the box. I feel like a spring swap and a stronger magnet setup will definitely help this cube be more desirable. While its out-of-box performance doesn't impress me much, I would venture to give it an excellent price-to-performance ratio compared to other cubes around its price. I personally won't be using this cube, but hey, it's $10, magnetized, and you get the build quality of some QiYi's flagship puzzles.
Hey everyone, Damian here. When I first opened and tried this puzzle, I can't honestly say that I was impressed. But after breaking it in, finding a setup that suits my preferred feel, and realizing that it's less than $10, I can say that my mind has been changed. When comparing it to flagship puzzles, sure, the flaws are obvious. It's a bit unstable, kind of blocky, and way too fast. But when you compare it to puzzles in its price range, it definitely stands out as a frontrunner. Corner cutting is great, the magnets have a nice medium strength feel, and it's just a general, all-around, well-performing puzzle. While it's not going to be replacing my current main, it's definitely a good pickup, and I would absolutely recommend trying it out.
Hey guys, this is Rowe. The Thunderclap V3 is definitely an improvement compared to the V2, but there's still a few noticeable flaws in its design. I'm not a fan of the speed and uncontrollability of this cube. I can't turn at my usual speed without locking up, and it's extremely uncomfortable once I get to the last layer. To be completely honest, this cube reminds me of the Valk Power M, but worse, and almost feels like a failed experiment for the Valk line that was assigned the Thunderclap name instead. While this cube is nowhere near the same level as any flagship puzzles, it is definitely up there compared to other puzzles in its price range. $10 is a great deal for any magnetic cube, so I definitely recommend this puzzle for those on a budget.
Hey, Keenan here. The Thunderclap V3M is okay. For $10, it's hard to complain. The turning is fast and crunchy, but even with setup, the cube is just too unstable for me. The cube doesn't hold its cube shape very well, and ends up deforming mid-solve, especially during last layer. The springs that come in the Thunderclap V3M aren't ideal in my opinion, and I think the cube would do well with a hardware swap. It feels similar to the Valk Power M, however I wasn't a fan of that cube's performance either. The Valk Power M was too heavy, blocky, slow, and overly stable, and now the Thunderclap V3M is a good weight and has nice turning, but just isn't stable enough. However much I enjoy the feeling of the cube, I will not be maining the new Thunderclap. The stability issues prevent me from performing at my best, and I don't think this is on the same level as flagship puzzles, but that won't stop others. Whether it's personal preference or budget, this cube will find a place with certain cubers.
Hi everyone, Maddie here. The Thunderclap V3M reminds me of a less stable Valk 3 Power M. While both cubes have primary internals and a similar design, the only main difference that I have noticed are that the Thunderclap has thinner stalks on the corners and stiffer springs. The turning on the Thunderclap is crisp and rounded, which I like, but it's too unstable for me. It fluxes and is too fast while doing solves, making it uncontrollable. These two things cause me to lock up a lot on the last layer. I think that a thicker silicone loop, such as Traxxas 30K, and stronger magnets would help stabilize the cube. The main thing that makes the Thunderclap more preferable over the Valk 3 Power M is its price at under $10. I think that the Thunderclap V3M would be a good cube for beginners. I'll do one more.